Whew. I sent Olga an invite at the last second because she said something if I want her to come. I can send her an invite. So this is why I was 2 minutes late. So I don't see her here, but if she comes, that would be great. Thank you. Hi, welcome everybody. Hi Nuno and Belinda and Kim. Hi. So we have limited time today. Hopefully this setup will be good. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to do an album cover using a new collection by, this is Blue Fern Studio. It's Fairy Whispers. They just came out with it. Brand new. And it's gorgeous paper. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really, really pretty. So I do plan to do a class with, making the album, but today I'm just going to do the cover, just decorating the cover. Okay, so it's an 8.5 by 10.5. I went ahead and did the base of the cover itself. Let's start. I'm going to start by doing the frame. And I cut out 2 pieces that are 10.5 by 3/4 of an inch and 45-degree diagonal. So we have 2 of these. And we have 2 that are 8.5 by 3/4. And I cut those in a diagonal. And I'm going to give it a little bit of shabby look. And to start, I'm going to paint it in a mix of brown and gray. And I brought everything here except a plate. But that's okay. I'm going to use one of these. So I'll take a little bit of the brown and a little bit of the gray. And that will create the dark underneath the light chubby that I'm going to use later. Okay. Hi, Micah. Hi, Karen. Okay. So just slapping it on. Remember, this is just the base. It doesn't have to be pretty. But I'm going to show it after I put the off-white over it. It'll show. This is the first one. And I like using frames on my covers. It sort of gives it like a picturesque look. Like you have a picture on the top of the cover. It's really pretty. And also it gives a dimension. And I'm not big on putting flowers on there, but I will put some flowers on today. Okay, so I did 2 in gray. I'll do a couple in a little bit brown. And I'm also painting the edges because the edges will show. Okay. Here we go. Now we have to dry it a little bit. And let's keep our table, our surface clean. Make sure I don't have paint on that. Make sure I don't have any wet paint on my fingers because then I'll paint the paper I'm using. Okay, so it's almost dry. In the meantime, while this is drying, I have a little bit of a ribbon here that I'm going to put ribbon on my album. So let me go ahead and glue that. And I picked a sheer it's like a teal blue. Let me see how much I want. I want about 40 inches maybe. Just about. Cut the 40 inches in half, so I'll have two pieces that are 20 inches each. Let's go ahead and just glue it at the center. And the paper will go over it and cover. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. It's my first hop live. And we'll do the second. And because the fabric I'm using, the ribbon is sheer, I don't need a lot of glue because it absorbs, the ribbon absorbs the glue. So, okay. So just give it a few minutes to dry. And I can go back to my borders. Oh, I like those frames. Okay, so now I'm going to take a white. Let me shake it good. And I'll take a fan brush. And it's dry. I did not wet it. And just go over it like that. Here we go. Long strokes. And if you use a dry brush and you don't press it onto the surface that you're painting, you're just going to take some of the paint from the paintbrush and create streaks. Okay, let's letting it dry. And I think we're done with the paint for now. I might decide to add later. I have no idea what I'm doing with, you know, as far as planning. I didn't really plan it. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut the paper. I'm going to put these on the side to dry, and I'm going to pick what paper I want for the cover. Okay, I don't know if I can see any comments from Facebook yet, but so I think I'm going to use I think I want to use this for the cover. And I don't know what I want to use for the back. But all the paper is just so gorgeous. Everything is just so pretty. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this. This will look really pretty on the back. Ooh, this will look perfect. This. Okay. So what do I mean from the, I have the back side of the cover and the front of the cover. So I'll use this for the front, this for the spine, and maybe this for the back. Now my album is 8.5 by 10.5. That's the side of the cover, 8.5 by 10.5. And I want the paper to be slightly less. And in the front, I'm putting a frame that's 3/4. So that brings it to about 7.5 by 9.5. But I'll do a little bit more just to be on the safe side. And here I have some leftover from project I've done this morning. So, okay, so this is my front. I'm going to turn it over this way because this is my side where it starts. Okay, let's clip the edge off. We don't need the edge here. That's just the banner on the bottom. We don't need that. And I want it to be this way, so I'm starting to count from this edge. How about we'll do 9 3/4? That sounds about right. And we'll turn it here, and we'll do 7 3/4. Okay. And it will go here with the frame all around. That's perfect. Oh, and I lost vision. Hold on. I guess Olga didn't come after all. Olga, you're so cute. Hi. One of these days, we're going to do a live together, Olga. One of these days. Okay, so this was one, and we're going to do this one. My spine is 3.5. So 3.5, I'll go 3.25 on the width of my paper here. Because if it's 3.5, I want it to be just slightly less. And let me take the banner because this way it's hard to cut it straight. Okay. So 3.25 would be perfect. So this will be for the spine. And we'll do 10.25. Question is, do I want 10.25 from here or 10.25 from here? Do I want the butterfly or do I want well, I'm gonna have the butterfly. Let's do it this way. Perfect. Okay. And the third piece, we'll do this one at 8.25. Just want to trim the edge up here a little bit. So I have 8.25 by 8 3/4. It's a little less than what I wanted it to be, but that's okay. We can add something else. Okay, we can add that. Okay, let's see the situation with this. It's okay. And let's see the situation with my border. It is dry. Let's put it up. I don't need to ink the edges because they're going to get covered anyway. That's something. I'm going to take tape to it. And I'm not putting regular glue. I'm going with tape. I'm going to put regular glue in between just a little bit because I don't want the glue to show through. Hi, Eve. This is Fairy Whispers by Blue Fern. It's the new collection that just came out. And if anybody wants it, it's available in my shop on creativetreasures.com. Just go to supplies, click on Blue Fern, or you can just Google, doing a search, Fairy Whispers. It's really, really, really pretty. Okay. I'm going to take the tape out. I don't know why I'm doing it with my fingers. I can do it with my twig. Here we go. I'm working really fast, and you know what's going to happen? I'm going to finish my project before my time is out. That will be a first. Just putting a little bit of glue there and spread it. And center it here. Okay. And now the frame, I'm going to put it around like that. Oh, cool. Yeah, this paper is really pretty. And I'm going to be using also some of their lace and charms. And after I do the album and I finish the album, I'm going to probably put up a kit for sale too. So this way everything will be together. Here we go. Okay. Oh, thank you, Karen. I know I'm last, but it's not fair to everybody else. I'm probably just going to continue and record because I'm recording it. But I planned on an hour. I think it should be good. Okay, so this is the frame. I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the spine right there. And I think I might need to trim it just a little bit. No, this was not it. Where is my piece for the spine? This is the piece for the spine. This is it. Yeah. Oh, I cut it a little too long. It needs to be 8 1/4. Okay. Here I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. You could also distress it a little bit. Maybe I'll distress it a little bit. Just a teeny bit. I'll use my scissors to do it. Yeah. And what I'm doing, I'm just going over it, and it shreds the ends off, and then the ink will go in a little bit more profound. See the difference? This is with the shredding and this here without. So I'm using brown. VersaFine by Claire, but to be honest, it really, I use so many different kinds of ink, and it really just whatever ink pad I have handy at the moment. I usually use brown. Look how pretty. Okay. Oops. I keep moving my mouse and my thing disappears. Okay. Okay. Just making sure I put it in the right direction, because knowing me, I'll put it upside down. And then I'll freak out. Pretty. Okay, and now for the back one. And I'll put this here, and I will cut another piece and put it there. And since I'm doing that already, I think I'm just going to do a little flat pocket there. So let's take some cardstock. And I'm going to cut a piece here that is, let me see. Where did I just put this piece? Did it disappear on me? But we'll do this. Yes, this is good. About 1.5 inches, let's say. 1.5 inches by 8.5 by 8.25. 1.5 inches by 8.25. That sounds right. From black cardstock. Let's do it 1 3/4. 1 inch and 3/4 by 8.25. Okay. And I'm looking for one of my remnants. Which one I want to use? I don't know which one I want to use. This one. So we'll do this at 8 and 1 1/4. No. 1 1/2. Yes, 8 by 1 1/2. All right. Stress it a little. And these. Okay. Ink the edges. Oh, thank you. I have about, I don't know, 4 or 5 different scoring boards and cutting boards, I mean. And some are for heavy duty, some are for small pieces. Okay. But this is really good if I want to use it for cutting and scoring. Okay. Again, I'm putting the tape, I'm spreading it across the base of the page. Then I'm gluing, and then I'll put some regular glue in between. Okay. There's glue. This is the right side. Yeah. Okay. This one I can just use regular glue because it is a small piece. And now I'm going to glue just 3 sides, and I'm going to leave it as a flat pocket if I want to tuck something there. Okay, and that is the back side. So later I can just take a tag or something and stick it there like that. Okay, so this should be nice and dry by now. And I prepared the same mold that Olga used, and we really did not plan it. It was not planned, I swear. I made it this morning. The same gates that she used with the white resin, I did the same thing, but I used the black resin. And I think it will be perfect for this project. So I'm going to tape it here to the edge of my frame, and I want to add some supports over here. This is a leftover, and I'm just going to put the leftover here. I'm going to paint the edges black because we don't really want it to show. And I'll use regular glue, and then I'm going to put some with my glue gun just because I don't want to wait for the glue to dry. I want to make sure that when I'm painting it and moving it around, it's not going to shift. So I'll use my extra forte glue, which is very strong for a mixed media project. If I can get it to go, that would be wonderful. How about I put it right there? Okay, I put it right there. So remember, I have the black, I covered everything with the black so that you won't see it. And now I'll put some glue here. Maybe I'll put a little piece there too. How about that? I have a little triangle from when I cut the ends here. I always keep these little things handy. Thank you, Terry. Okay. Here we go. We'll go on there. So I'm going to put the glue all the way here around. This is where it's going to be attached to the frame. And some here and here. And a little extra support. This. Okay. So I used the pack of the die cuts. And inside the pack of the die cuts, there is this little card. I'm going to use that. I'm going to glue it over the black board. Now, before I glue it over the blackboard, I have to cut it, you know, right? Sorry. I have to cut it first. And then put it over the blackboard. Yeah. Well, I used the die cuts and I didn't have to cut anything, so that was pretty easy. This is a beautiful castle. I think that's good enough. There is my inker. Ink the edges. Okay. Now we can glue it. Okay. I have to move it a little bit closer here. Here we go. And I'm going to cut around the border and leave a little bit of the black border there. All right. I have to go in there. Okay. You guys, fussy cutting is not one of my favorite things to do. I don't know about you. It's not one of my favorites. Thank you, Belinda. Okay, so all right, I went ahead and actually I cut a few more pieces and prepared them ahead of time. So these are some of the die cuts that I prepared. Let's see. And some of the butterflies. They're really cute. Okay, so what I want to do now is I have a stamp. I want to put a little bit of stamping here. And this is optional. Woo. I have to press it down a little more. Why it's not going in there. Here we go. Okay. I don't know if you will see it much of it because it's going to get covered, but okay. So I am going to put the castle here. And this here, and I have this lovely lady I'm going to put there. Pretty. Okay. And oh, I wanted to put lace. I wanted to put lace. Where am I going to put the lace? I think I put it here. Seems like a good place for it. It's going to go over the frame a little bit. Why? I like 3D decoupage. 10 layers, yeah. Sounds about right. But I don't do that. I don't do 10 layers, just a few. Okay, we're going to start layering now. Okay. There's my castle. And I want to put this one a little bit up, a little raised. Paint the edges here. It's kind of cute. All right. And this lady will put here. And I need to give her 2 layers. Everybody can see okay? Do I need to make it a little closer? I always end up working here and then nobody can see what's going on. All right, here we go. It starts good and then it moves. I don't know. I don't like cutting it. I don't mind a little bit, but projects that have a lot of it, so I just end up cutting first, and then when I have it all ready, then I'll do the project. Okay. So I put 2 layers of chipboard there because it's going to be raised a little more than everything else. And now I have to put 1 here because this is like 2-story here, 1-story here, and 0 here. Okay. And this way it'll stay straight. So I want to piece the chipboard just a little bit longer here. You see? Yeah, I think this is good right there. Yep, that's good. Okay. Let's take it home. Now the smaller pieces. Can do one here. Well, if I put it here, I'll cover everything, so we don't want to cover everything. But we'll put this one there. I'll put this one here. Come on. Stick, 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 stick. I don't trust the regular glue gun, but I have the strong glue there, and then the glue gun will hold it until the other glue dries. Okay. Okay. Should I do it this way? How about this way? Yeah. Okay. I don't know, maybe it's too much. And one more. How about here? Yeah, over here. That's good right there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take a little wax there. Which one do I use? I'm going to use Gilder's German Silver. That piece of little shred of blue fabric is over here. I'm using my fingers. And when I put the wax over the mold, it brings everything up. Now it makes everything pop. See how it makes everything pop? That's amazing. That technique is very, very popular among mixed media artists. And I like using it when I'm doing especially the black resin. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. All right. I'm going to punch a hole in the spine over here. See how far I can take it. It's a little thick. I don't know if I can go in with my tool. It's a little thick there. Or try one more time. Sometimes I can. No, it's too thick. Okay, so I'll take my puncture tool if I can find it. Okay. Okay. And see if we can fit in there. Put an eyelet. A little more. All right. Have to push it in. It doesn't want to go in. Now watch, I'm going to get stuck 15 minutes trying to fit an eyelet in there. Let me see if I can push it like that. No, it's not happening. So it's okay. We'll do it without one. We'll do it without one. Okay. I'm taking a thread, I'm putting it through. So I have a little hook there. And I have a bunch of ribbons that I cut out. Look how pretty. This is where I have all the threads from. Okay. I'm going to put it through. All right. Okay. It just came out. Okay, I'm doing it again because it just came apart. So I have to put it through the loop. Oh, here we go. And now I'll tie it. Okay. All right. So we can trim the ribbons because they're too long. And my time is up. But this is the cover. And all I want to add now is some charms. You know, where you can add other things to it, whatever you want to play with, but you can add charms to the back, or you can just leave it with the ribbons if you like. But that is it. That is the cover. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Marie. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you being here with me, and it was painless. Really. All right. I will see you next time. And please follow everybody. In the description, there's all of the links to everybody's lives today during the hop. And leave a message there that you visited. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Belinda. Thanks, everybody. I really, really appreciate you being here. Bye.